My name is Sheila Corona. Welcome to New Light Streaming Love and Sassy Seer Sheila. This is another of the writings by Jason Gray, The Sacred Flow. There exists within you a river. It does not flow with water, but with memory. It does not begin with thought, but with stillness. It does not run on force, but surrender. It is the current of pure being, the divine rhythm you were born from, and the rhythm you are meant to live in. Some call it the zone, others inspiration. Mystics call it presence. Warriors call it calm. Artists call it muse. All of these are fragments of one thing: flow. Flow is not a concept. Flow is not a theory. Flow is not a rare state you visit. Flow is the native language of your soul when all interference is removed. It is how the divine speaks through you. It is how truth incarnates. It is how creation occurs uninterrupted. We have been taught to interrupt it every single day. The fall from flow. From the moment we are born, this divine rhythm is hijacked. Noise, distraction, trauma, entertainment, education systems that reward obedience over creativity, religions that teach shame instead of sovereignty, substances that promise transcendence but deliver distortion. We are a species born with perfect inner symphony, yet we have spent our lives trying to feel something, anything, because we've forgotten how to listen to the music already playing within. So we reach for the counterfeit instruments: alcohol, weed, psychedelics, pills, powders, amphetamines, caffeine in excess, nicotine disguised as mindfulness, artificial euphoria sold as, quote, relaxation. In a world where stillness feels threatening, these substances become gods. You will never find flow where clarity is compromised. You will never hear truth through a static-filled channel. You will never become what you are here to become while numbing the very parts of you that hold the key. The lie of the altered state. Drugs and alcohol do not create anything. They borrow from what's already there. They exploit the natural chemistry of your sacred vessel. They hack your nervous system, mimic neurotransmitter release, and fool you into thinking you are aligned, when in truth, you are being separated from the source of all true alignment. Yes, marijuana can make you feel insightful. Yes, psychedelics can break open your perception. Yes, alcohol can soften your fear and loosen your tongue. None of those things are yours. They are leased experiences borrowed from a pharmacy of the false gods, and when the lease ends, you are left emptier than before. You are not meant to visit truth through chemical gates. You are meant to embody it every waking moment in full awareness. The truth you access while intoxicated or under the influence is not complete truth. It is ungrounded. It is fragmented. It is drenched in illusion and open to interference from energies that do not belong in your field. True flow does not require you to alter your state. It requires you to return to your original state. The vibration of flow. You are not just flesh, you are frequency. Everything you consume affects the frequency you hold. Everything you believe shapes the rhythm you emit. Everything you allow into your body, mind, or soul has a vibrational signature, and you become the sum of these signatures. Alcohol resonates at a dense, dull frequency. It pulls your consciousness downward, numbing intuition, distorting memory, separating you from yourself. Cannabis may feel expansive, but it operates within a psychic mist, slowing your time perception, fragmenting your awareness, and opening doors your spirit may not be ready to walk through. You don't see more when you are high, you see differently. Different is not deeper. Psychedelics, mushrooms, LSD, DMT have potential. Potential is not purity. Without sacred preparation, reverence, and intention, they simply scatter your fragments across planes of experience that overwhelm rather than unify. They show you symbols, but not embodiment. Visions, but not integration. Fireworks without foundation. You do not need a shortcut to God. You are the access point to the infinite. You do not need to disrupt your chemistry to find truth. You need to harmonize it. That harmony, that is flow. True flow, the divine stream of unblocked essence. Flow is not just a state of mind, it is a state of being. This is what happens when the mind steps aside, the heart opens, and the soul steps forward to lead. In flow, there is no second guessing, no inner noise, no performance, no need for recognition. There is only transmission. The artist doesn't, quote, think the painting. The poet doesn't, quote, construct the words. The healer doesn't, quote, plan the transformation. They become the conduit, not of ego, but of presence. Flow is pure. Flow is clean. Flow is high fidelity. It will not operate in a vessel clouded by toxins, confusion, or self-deception. To live in flow is to walk the world as one who remembers, not one who seeks, not one who chases, but one who radiates. To radiate, you must cleanse. The war on flow. Why do you think the world is flooded with substances? Why is alcohol legal, normalized, and pushed in every social ritual? Why is marijuana being mass distributed under the illusion of healing? Why are antidepressants given to children? Why is everyone taught to consume in order to feel? The powers that be fear your clarity. A sovereign, sober soul is dangerous to systems of control. A being in true flow cannot be enslaved. Cannot be manipulated, cannot be sold an identity, cannot be enslaved. The war is not on your body, it is on your clarity. It is on your access. No, it is on your connection to source. It is on your access to the divine current. The only way to reclaim that access is to purify the signal. Clean body, clear mind, grounded soul. This is not about moral superiority. It is about frequency, sovereignty, the embodied flame. There is a version of you already inside that does not need to escape. A version that walks in perfect rhythm with divine will. A version that does not use substances to awaken creativity, but becomes the very flame of creation. You are that flame. You do not need to be lit by chemicals. You do not need to borrow inspiration. You do not need to sacrifice long-term clarity for short-term stimulation. You are the clarity. It must be remembered. Remembrance requires sacrifice, not of your joy, not of your freedom, of your addictions, your justifications, your crutches, your false gods. You must lay them down, not because you are being punished, but because they are in the way. On the other side of that laying down is flow. You were not born to be numb. You were not born to cope your way through life. You were born to channel the divine, to become the current, to transmit truth, to live in flow. You cannot do that half asleep. You cannot do that intoxicated. You cannot do that under the influence of anything that disconnects you from the purity of your own essence. This is your invitation to remember who you are without the fog, to walk as a clear vessel in a world of static, to be the one of the few who chooses purity in a time of poison. This is how we reclaim the earth, one clear breath at a time, one true thought at a time, one awakened soul at a time. The current is waiting for you, the real you, the clean one. Flow is not a destination. Flow is your return. Cleanse the temple. Still the noise. Drop the crutch. And begin. Begin you. You begin. Wow, this one is very powerful and quite frankly, I cannot unsee the timing that I chose to record this. I just recorded this morning the information about Saturn entering Aries and how this is all about a reset. And so I can't unsee that this I chose to record now. Wow. I would love to hear what this evokes for you. If you feel something about this, let me hear from you in the comments. If you don't want to put it in the comments, reach out to me privately, consciousconversationscentral@gmail.com. Let me know what this means to you. It does feel like it's time. Wow. Thank you, Jason. Until we meet again, my friends, be well.